Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo. We're family.
Another surprise!
Out of the blue,
You want that with fries?
out of the blue. Come with me across the sea on a barbecue. We're gonna cook for you.
Nothing but blue skies.
Out of the blue,
You want some chili with those fries?
out of the blue.
Welcome to another episode of Out of the Blue. Today's program comes from the province of Oristano, which is on the magnificent island of Sardinia in Italy. The province of Oristano lies on the central western coast of Sardinia, plain in front of the Gulf of the same name. And on today's show we have a real treat. We discover an ingredient called Bottarga, watch a religious ceremony that involves men running barefoot across the island, and do a spot of cooking on the Alessandro Primo. But first, we take a look around this ancient Nuraghi village. I'm here with Roberta, and she's a guide for this wonderful stone complex. Tell us all about it.
This is a very complex area consisting of a Nuraghi complex. It was built during the Bronze Age, so 3,500 years ago.
How many people lived here?
On the base of houses, we can estimate it 400 people maximum.
So these people, what would have they eaten here?
They eat all things they could produce here in this land, so meat, cheese, or fish, because they were engaged in trade with the local communities of the coast, and also they practice hunting.
What was the actual building like? You see, sort of what it might have been like, but explain it to me.
Nuraghi's were mainly used to control the land surroundings. We have very difficult passageway to go inside for this reason, very low doors and very thin corridors. And in the middle we have an inner courtyard completely open, where there is also a well totally deep on the rock, 20 meters deep, and still fed by the groundwater table, so a natural spring is still alive inside. They built this Nuraghi here because it's a very central point from where they could control all lands they dominated.
So what happened to them? Did they just die out, or were they killed?
Probably there were some wars, so they defeated themselves against the neighbors and also other people who can come from the sea during times. So Carthaginians and Roman people were coming to the place, so they disappeared around the 7th century Anno Domini.
After the break, Michael discovers a very tasty fish product and cooks a wonderful dish with Roberta.
This is something different I thought I'd show you. It's early in the morning and we've got a quite unique situation here. Up there is the lagoon and down there is the sea. And here in the middle is this quite unique trap. And the mullet come down here, the female mullet, loads of eggs, and they're heading out to sea, but they get caught here. And the fishermen, as you can see, catch them and then process them for beautiful Bottarga. This is a good news story because this is a very sustainable, environmentally friendly fishery. And anyone would be so proud to catch a fish like this. The mullet are absolutely superb. And they only catch what they need for the market. It's not production driven, it's demand driven, and that's the difference. It's a very sustainable industry. Now, these mullet can weigh up to 4 kilos, and this is a beauty. It's a female, as you can see inside there's the roe, and they'll take that out And there you are, that's the story, a most magnificent fish. Once the fish hit the processing plant, it's straight down to business. Bottarga is an egg sac inside the mullet. Whilst it might look a little strange, it's as popular here as caviar is to the Russians. The process involves freezing the egg sac to remove bacteria, covering it in salt to preserve it, and then it's air dried for 5 to 6 days. Well, there we are, that's the dried fish, the end of the process. 2 ways you can have it, either dried and grate it on your food, or this powdered form. And I think this will be absolutely perfect for my next dish. But you know, you could have a little jar of this handy, because a simple meal, a little bit of pasta, oil, garlic, and sprinkle some of that on the top. It would be delicious. Cruising around Sardinia isn't difficult work. In fact, there's something about this place that tends to relax, excite, and entice you all at the same time. On board the Alessandro Primo, we're given a number of activities to watch or participate in. Well, in a moment or two, I'm going to really start the hard work. A little bit of cooking, enjoy a bit of food, company and wine on the boat. First, I'm going to cool off. It's so refreshing, and as an Aussie, not to have to worry about sharks. Now, I've just had a magnificently refreshing swim, and I'm a little bit peckish, and Roberta is going to cook for me a wonderful dish on board the Alessandro Primo. Now, it's a dish with penne and Bottarga, which is the roe from the mullet. We've got beautiful fresh pomodori, we've got tuna, and some other wonderful ingredients. So you start, what would you like me to do first?
Okay.
The olive oil.
Olio.
And putting off a fair amount of olio. What else would you like? You want me to crush some of these? There you are there. You can take the skin off those. Just 2? Due?
Due. Sì.
Due.
Ok.
Yeah. Peperoncino?
Due.
Due. Only 2? 3.
Ok.
Now, you want to mix
Rosoliamo
that
un
around
po',
a little bit?
sì.
So you haven't taken the sort of skin off the garlic, which is interesting. Next.
Tonno.
Tuna.
Sì.
And there we are there. Of course, this is local tuna. Oh, the whole lot?
Ok, ok.
There we are. Put it all in. Right. There we are, looking at that. Fantastic.
Vernaccia.
And it,
Lo sfumiamo col vino.
okay, a little
Ok.
bit of wine, local wine. Had some of that this morning. It's quite hot, actually.
Ok, perfetto.
Oh, now it's bubbling away. Bit of,
Friola.
yes, that's what we like to hear. And the other thing I'm going to do
pomodoro,
soon,
dopo,
the
una
pomodoro.
volta
I put the
sfumato.
sale in there first.
Esatto.
Yeah, in there. And this is granular salt, sort of quite.
E pepe.
And
Anche sale e pepe.
Yeah, pepper. There, pepper in there.
Okay.
It's interesting how it's going on here in the bowl and the preparation before it actually goes in. Is that
Right.
all in there?
Okay.
Yeah, right. And it's nothing like these Italian tomatoes, and they are just different to what we get in Australia. Take the garlic out. Beautiful. In the back in there.
Aggiungiamo il basilico,
Basil. And you want that.
un paio di foglie, ok? Sì.
Okay.
Così.
Isn't it? It's the language of food. Now, you know, we're not sort of understanding each other, but through food we're communicating. It's a bit like plants. So the basilica.
Basilico.
Grazie.
Possiamo saltare la pasta?
Pasta.
Sì.
So let's have a look. Let me get around that other side. You tell me how much. And this was just cooked in water in the galley down below. See, a little bit of oil there too. Okay, so it's all coming together pretty well. Look at the lovely colours. You see the green, the basil, the beautiful tomato colour, and looking at, so it's going to be a wonderful dish.
Così è pronta. Al fine un tocco di Bottarga ed è finita. È pronta così.
Now, how much of this? 1?
Sì. Ancora?
Mm?
Ancora?
2?
Ok, 2. Sempre 2.
3?
Troppo.
Half.
Ok, perfetto.
Okay, well, I think we've got most of the ingredients in. So you just stir it up now and that's it. You leave it on the top. That's going to be a wonderful lunch that is so simple to make. Roberta, thank you.
Grazie a voi.
The language of food and love. So there you have it, a very easily put together recipe of San Remo Penne. We have tuna, Bottarga, and also beautiful fresh tomatoes. This is a beautiful recipe. And I was thinking about what wine I'd choose for it. And I've chosen the one that would absolutely suit it. It's the Aldo's Block, 2008 McLaren Vale Cabernet Sauvignon. Beautiful fine tannins in that make it just a wonderful marriage of food and wine. Oh, it is just beautiful. Maturation, final maturation in French oak. It gives a wonderful complexity and just a fine tannin and a wonderful finish. Top wine, 2008, Aldo's Block, Cabernet Sauvignon from McLaren Vale. You can't beat it.
Don't go anywhere. After the break, Michael runs into hundreds of men.
This small town in Oristano is called San Salvatore, named after the church, which is the centrepiece. It's a peculiar village as the squat houses look like Spanish haciendas. Not an original thought though, as the town was used in spaghetti westerns in the 60s and 70s. But that's not why we're here. On the first Saturday of September every year since 1506, there is a religious ceremony that involves 800 barefooted men. They run from Cabras to San Salvatore with a religious icon, but then they run back again. This very Catholic festival all began when Arab pirates in 1506 attacked the nearby village of Cabras, which forced the faithful to flee with their precious statue of the Saviour, so it wouldn't be stolen. They hid it in the tiny church of San Salvatore. Since then, every year, the rescue is recreated by hundreds of barefoot males, wearing white tunics and running over unsealed rocky roads. And here it is, all safe and sound until tomorrow when it will go back to where it came from. But in the meantime, there's going to be one big celebration by over 40,000 people, and they really know how to have a great time. Don't go away. I think I'll put on some shoes and head over to Adam to cook up a recipe that celebrates this pilgrimage. Hey! You've been up... No, where's the statue?
No. I swapped it with Casarecce, but what I was more upset, I could have been in that race. Have a look at these plates of meat, you know, seriously.
Yeah, you could have been.
I could have been easy.
And you know, that road was pretty tough. I'm sure those big feet would have worked well. Hey, what are we cooking today?
Well,
Casarecce.
San Remo Casarecce pasta, Michael, with beautiful prawn, tomato, zucchini, and bacon pasta.
Now that's a good mixture, isn't it?
Yeah, it
You've
is.
got a bit of seafood.
Yes.
You've got some veg.
Yes.
Garlic.
Correct.
Bit of ham.
Not any ham.
No, I'm
it's
not
bacon.
speaking of you. No. Okay, now, speaking of that bacon, I'll cut it up for you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Michael, firstly, we've got some chopped garlic we need to get into the pan.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, listen to that sizzle. It's all about the sizzle.
Got to get the sizz.
Yeah. Using a wooden spoon, just make sure that you basically spreading the garlic around so it cooks nice and evenly. Bacon in, please.
Bit more
Michael.
bacon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Garlic and bacon are one of my two most favoured smells in the kitchen.
Really?
What do you think is the most important implement, accoutrement that a cook should have? No,
Well,
seriously.
it's definitely you.
Yeah,
And then
apart from
second
a
to
helper.
you would be a knife. And this knife that you're using, I've
Yeah.
travelled everywhere with it, Michael, around the world with you on our amazing adventures.
Really?
Through South Australia,
Yes.
Italy.
Yeah.
And it comes with me. This is when I was an apprentice.
That's small enough?
Perfect.
Yep. What
Now
else?
we need to get in our tomatoes. Make sure that my heat is on and nice
Yeah,
and full.
It's too hot in the kitchen, you know what to do.
Let's get the zooks
good
into there.
idea.
Thank
Very
you
funny.
so much.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Michael.
Game on.
Now, prawns as well. So beautiful local prawns
I
here.
noticed you were cutting those up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I just dice them up. And now
Yeah.
the thing about them, make sure they're nice bite-sized pieces
Yes.
because our beautiful casarecce pasta, look at that, we're already cooked off.
That's fantastic.
This is a treat. These prawns jump inside that casarecce. And let me tell you,
Yeah, no.
you'll have enough energy to run and board your
Yeah.
flight or run the marathon, whatever it may be, you will be there. Have a look. See how the tomatoes are starting to collapse?
Yes.
That tells me, Michael, now it's time for the prawns. Because
Okay.
these prawns will take about 2 minutes to
Yes,
cook.
yeah.
So if you imagine we've got our pasta in the pot boiling
Okay.
away. At this point, it's about half the way through. So we're looking about 5 minutes in the pot.
Yep.
In go our prawns. We'll take on all that wonderful flavour. We're going to be adding some wonderful lemon zest, if you
Yes.
don't mind, please, Michael.
How much more?
You're wonderful, really wonderful. Superb.
Is that it?
Yep.
More
Just a little olive oil.
You've seen it.
Little cracked
There it
pepper.
goes, more pepper. A little bit more of that.
So our prawns are starting to cook away, okay? They're changing colour. They're going from being translucent, cooking all the way out,
Yes.
yeah? Nice and white all the way through. Now, at this point, pasta please, Michael. Chop me a little bit of
Pasta.
parsley. In with our pasta. Good serve there. All right, give
Fine.
that a flick. Look at that. Oh, Michael. Have a look how the tomatoes are just coating the casarecce. Beautiful, Michael. Absolutely gorgeous. We're not flooding the pasta with the sauce. One last little one.
Ah. You always just know what to put on.
Yep, I do. I'll get that later, don't worry. No, I will. It will definitely be coming home with me. All right? Now, there it is. Look at that.
Fantastic.
Prawns are done. Off.
Yep. Hang on, here we go.
All right, tell me.
Called?
This is casarecce with prawn, bacon, and zucchini pasta.
Short version.
Short version, this is a pasta that will make sure that you don't miss your flight.
Well, that's all from our program today, so I hope you've enjoyed it. For recipes and more, visit outofthebluetv.com and like us on Facebook.
Well, back to the pasta, yep, with me zucchinis, good there. Booyah!
Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo. We're family.